Hi there, it's Jo here from Creative Empowerment, back with another pick a card reading. This pick a card reading is all about what you need to hear today. Simple message, simple insight, guidance, that's what we're looking for from Spirit. If you're new to pick a cards, I'll show you 3 piles in a minute and you let your intuition pick which one of those piles is drawing your attention or you're being guided to. And then you skip ahead to the timestamp, which will be in the description below and the comments below. So let's go ahead and look at the cards and the piles and see which one is calling to you today. Here we have our 3 piles. If you're new to pick cards, you're going to choose from pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. But I'm going to place some crystals on there, which some people like to choose with crystals, other people don't. But if you like to choose with crystals, I'm going to place them on there now. So there we have our crystals, and we have a beautiful rainbow obsidian. Beautiful rainbow obsidian. I love this crystal. So that's pile 1. If you're being drawn to pile 1, then find the timestamp below and go straight into your reading. If you're drawn to this blue apatite, big blue crystal, great for clairvoyance, things like that. Very spiritual stone. And then if you're drawn to pile 3 and the beautiful black tourmaline, really nice piece of black tourmaline there. Very protective stone and grounding stone. So if you're being drawn to pile 3, then find the timestamp below, pile 2, pile 1. Or if you're drawn to 2 and 3, then follow your intuition and find both of the timestamps, and you'll find that perhaps either half of each of the readings or both readings relate to you. Follow your intuition and then you won't go wrong. I'll see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the beautiful rainbow obsidian, I love this, then this is your reading for what you need to know today. And we're leaving it really open. Wow, we've got lots of fiery energy coming in here for you. This stone is volcanic and it's a quick, fast-moving energy. And these cards feel like that to me too. They're also very much about thought. So we've got the head of these animals, and we also then have an air animal, taking to the air. These are both sort of more earthy creatures. However, we're only seeing their heads, so that we're thinking about their thoughts. We have what looks like an eclipse also. So I don't know when the next eclipse is coming up, but I feel that that's important for you, and it's a very fiery energy. In the last couple of readings, we've had past, present, and future. This actually all feels kind of present to me, except the eclipse element. However, what we're looking at feels very current. So there's a lot of fast-moving energy, which is why it's current, because it's kind of like bang, clap. It's like thunder. Things are changing rapidly for you. Part of you wants to feel very slow and bogged, like I feel this heaviness. Part of you wants to slow down because it feels too fast. And other parts of you are ready to move forward. And it feels quite passionate too. There's a lot of passion energy coming in here. And Hawk is about getting above everything and having a fresh perspective. Buffalo is about abundance and knowing that you're going to be supported and that there's everything you need, you have, even in times of change. And Elk is a very masculine energy, very earthy, masculine energy. And it feels kind of like you need to really keep your head as you're moving through this intense, passionate change energy coming into your life. So let's have a look at the other things that are happening for you at this time. So I've got a couple of reverse cards, which I like to feel is about things being out of balance rather than being fearful of them. I think we'll stick with those for now. I've got a couple more cards, but we'll talk about these first. So this is about following the leader, and it's kind of a playful energy, and that feels really at odds with this energy that's up here. And when I'm doing a pick a card reading, I often feel that and doing other readings, private readings, it feels like this top energy is the 3D world, the stuff you can see, feel, and touch. And these energies here feel like they're more the unseen energies that are happening in your life. So I feel what's going on for you is that you've taken a very, very serious black and white approach to whatever's happening in your life at the moment, this fast moving change that's happening. And I feel Spirit wants you to slow down. So I'm being really pointed to the clock. So there is a time element here, but it could be that you're reacting too quickly because you have chosen this, and it is a fast moving energy appearing in your life. And this here is a more playful energy. It's a slow down energy. And I feel like Spirit wants you to slow everything down a little bit. And we also have things in reverse. So let's have a look at what those energies are about. So we have Goblin, and it is about the wounded human ego normally. And when it's in the reverse, it's I feel like that's talking about your nose being out of joint. It's like you're listening to people you shouldn't be listening to. It's like you're listening to fear. You're listening to, and it could even be yourself. This could be you. This could be you saying, "You can't do this. You don't know how to do this. You know, you're very fearful. Don't move forward. Don't do these things. Be frightened. Stay in fear." It feels very much like that kind of energy, and that's why Hawk is like you actively changing your own perspective, which is really great. We also have the Earth Fairy, and she is also in reverse. Physical health, grounding, and foundations. And we talked about very much earth energy here. And again, so this feels out of balance, this physical health, this, and we also have the Rest card, which is, what I want to get drawn to. So it feels to me like you're too much in this fight or flight, too much ready to move forward without thinking, without being grounded, without having a solid foundation. And the cards over here are also talking about that. I kind of being drawn everywhere, which tells me that your energy is very split. It's very chaotic, and you are not grounded, which is these energies that really want for you to be grounded. They want you to, like I said before, they're only the heads of very grounded energies. So it's kind of like there's too much mental confusion happening for you at the moment. Your mind is like jumping from one thing to another. And that's what all of these cards are really talking about, the very, very same thing. You need to slow down and just take small steps. You need to be grounded. You need to think about the foundations of whatever it is that you're putting into motion and slow it all down. Establish strong, healthy roots and connections to people, to places, whatever it might be. But this here is a very good sign for you. It's like, and we have the tree here too. It's like become more grounded in the earth, become more earth focused and based. And earthly energy is about abundance. It's about creativity, not in that traditional sense, but it's more about connecting to earthly creativity, to gardening, to creating, planting, creating the steps for abundance. That's how my mind's getting confused because of this mental energy that's really, the word is controlling you and not allowing you to stay in your body. Now, Wasp Spirit wants to come and say, yes, sometimes life stings, and it's next to the Goblin, very much to this wounded energy, very much to, this is how you could be feeling when the Goblin's around. It's kind of like, this always happens to me. I can never get any further in life because life always comes and gets me. These cards being together, there's a story being told here, and that's okay because we tell ourselves stories all the time, and it's time to change the story. We have some different energies over here. We have Rest. These three energies here are very, very solid, and they're the kind of energies you really need to pay attention to. And you can see that they're brighter. There's more light coming in and some changes in the colors too as you move forward. But very much about laying foundations, getting grounded, getting centered, and not staying in your head. Too much air thinking going on for you. So rest is needed here. And it could be listening to dolphin sounds. It could be imagining you're on holiday. It could be, getting out in the sun and getting some vitamin D. Be open to the infinite possibilities. So this is talking about this sun energy again. And one of the other groups had a starfish in it, but it was from a different deck, and they have very different meanings. This is about laying in the sun, and I really do feel this vitamin D energy. You may be, so disconnected from the earth at the moment that you really need to, because you've got a lot of earth energy coming in. You have so much fire energy in that volcanic, but that's also an earth energy too. So it's about grounding the fire, grounding the passion, and coming into this state where everything is more balanced for you, because there's a real need for balance at this time for you. And bandy, I can't even make that up. Look at that balance. There's a real need for balance, and you can see that there's black and white there. You can see that they're what is it called? Reflecting back to each other. This is where you need to focus. Focus on balancing out all of the elements, all of the energies in your life, in your body, with what's happening at the moment, whatever's getting you caught up, whatever is really ruffling your feathers. And here we have talisman. And so this is about knowing your way ahead. This is about not letting yourself become trapped into those old ways that aren't successful for you. And I find it really interesting that we have these energies sitting together on top of each other. They're both the path. And this is you walking in an assured way because you're balanced, because you've got the yin and yang symbol below you. You're also trusting in spirit, trusting that you will be guided into the right place, even though the path ahead you're not that sure of. This to me is talking to you about trusting. Once you're balanced, once you're in a state of balance, things seem clearer. You are able to trust. You're able to move forward in a more measured way. You're not rushing forward. You're not panicking. You're not being fearful and hating yourself. You're not thinking that life is always a certain way to you. You have let go of all of those illusions. You have let go of all of that mistrust of self and others. And you are fearlessly walking forward on your path. And the path for you is one that you're going to enjoy. But it's about bringing yourself into balance before you start trying to move forward, because you'll only try when you're working with all this energy that's too fast, not grounded, not balanced, not built on a strong foundation, not connected to the earth. The earth is really important for you at this time. Thanks for watching today. If you have enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Please share with family and friends, and please subscribe if you enjoy Pick a Card readings. Thanks. See you again in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the middle stone, the blue apatite, then this is your reading for today. And we're simply going with the theme of what do I need to know today? What do I need to hear today? What messages are there for me? And you have some beautiful cards, really beautiful cards coming up straight away. Blue apatite is about clarity, it's about thought processes, it's about spirituality, it's about clairvoyance. There's lots of different things that this beautiful stone can represent. So let's have a look at how that's going to come into your reading today. So we have the black egg. Now with pile 3, theirs was all about past, present and future. Now if I have a look at your 3 cards, it's completely different. These 2 cards here are like bookends, and they're kind of like the future, and this card is the present. It's always different, and let's allow Spirit to tell me how these cards are to be interpreted. So starfish is reversed, and it feels like at the moment that you feel like you're lacking, nutritionally. It feels like you're in need of particular foods, and it's really unusual because I don't get this message all the time, but I'm seeing that as a mouth, and I'm seeing that there are things missing from your diet. It's out of balance. It's going to lead to problems for you, and that could just simply be, low energy, or high blood pressure, or high blood sugar, whatever it is. There's this element here of food and its ability to heal you and to be a part of your life. So Spirit wants you to know that that's out of balance for you at the moment, and that's certainly not what I normally see for that card. And that's kind of, like I said, it's like a bookend. These are bookending it, because that's kind of like just a message that you needed to hear. And these are some deeper energies that are happening for you at the moment. So the black egg is all about the things happening inside. The black egg is a very spiritual card. The 0 here is about spirit. And you can see that the black egg hangs in space, hangs in energy. It's suspended. It is everything's happening internally. However, has this beautiful aura around it, because we know something is coming. And for you, it feels like there's definitely a building of energy, because we also have the oyster as a bookend. And so we have the oyster, which is ready to open, ready to show the world all this wonderful stuff that has been nurtured inside you as you're growing, as you're changing, as you're developing. So there's been some very strong work that you have been doing on yourself, for yourself, family, whatever it is, close around you is what I want to say. It feels like it's you, but it may relate to a bigger picture, not just you. So let's have a look at what we've got going on here. So we have Heal the Ouch directly under Starfish. Now, often I like to, or what happens is that these top cards are what's happening that you can see, and these cards down below, and I don't mean these side cards, but I do mean directly below these 3 cards, are what's happening in spirit, the things that you can't see, so the unseen. And here we have Heal the Ouch. So I don't know if in this last 3 months, it could be longer for some of you, but it's definitely been 3 months or 3 weeks or 3 years. There's definitely this third 3 element here, that you've been working on healing your body, whether that's a newer thing for you and you haven't realized it's out of balance, but you are definitely working on this healing aspect for yourself. And it's all about what you're digesting, what you're taking in. So let me know if that rings true for you in the comments below. We have the Stag, which is about pride and leadership, and it's in a reversed position. So for me, this talks about you not being ready yet to share with the world whatever this thing is, because you're not ready yet. You're not yet ready to take on this leadership role, which is something that is coming for you and coming in. But because you have this health thing going on, or diet-related health issue, you are not ready to stand in your own power, is how I want to talk about it. Here we have some things that may help. Not only help you stand in your power, but also help you with your health concerns. So we have Divas, and this card to me is always about tuning into your higher self, your higher energy, and using crystals to do that. Is using, setting intentions, using your third eye to see clearly. And it may be, like I've just been shown, blue canite for some of you. It may be blue apatite, like I have here. But blue canite feels like a crystal that'd be good for you to work with. And what else? Clear quartz to set intentions to help you break down barriers to move forward with your health and your vitality. We have Love is All Around You, and you have 2 birds sitting on either end with lots of green. So green is a heart. It's all about healing, but the idea of, and they're both wearing crowns. Love is all around you, but it's all about a messenger, and it's about understanding that you will be supported as you go through this phase that you're going through. of this healing, but also nurturing whatever's inside, because there's some really cool stuff coming from you. So Spirit wants you to know that they're waiting for you to start talking about it, to start sharing it, and like start broadcasting to the world. Get your megaphone out and start shouting it from the rooftops, because whatever it is that you're working on is a beautiful, loving energy that Spirit knows is going to be perfect for this time in the world. Doesn't matter when you're watching this. Then we have Queen, and this is feminine energy, fertility, sexuality, and friendships. And this here is a way of you moving forward. So we have very masculine energy here, the stag, and it's in reverse. To be able to be powerful in the world and to be in leadership in the world, you may need to address some of the thoughts you've had about how you do that, because we've been taught, for quite some time that sort of assertive masculine role is how to achieve power in our world. And some of the things that we're experiencing in the world right now are, to help us bring those things back into balance. And perhaps you are someone who does that. And I'm scratching my throat, so I feel like you definitely are someone who does that. And here we have the throat, and here we have this. It's all about the mouth. So, and the oyster, that's type of mouth energy opening up, egg energy opening up. So we're birthing, we're bringing something out. So this is fantastic. I love it for you. And it's about being in power, but doing it in a gentle way, doing it in a way that helps others, doing it in a way that's compassionate and loving, and realizing that being a leader doesn't have to be that assertive, powerful, corrupt. Like, not that that's how masculine energy is all portrayed, but I'm just, if you have particular beliefs around those things, you can understand it in a different way. Now, we have some wonderful energy over here, and this really feels like it's over here. It's quite separate from this energy here. You are on quite a soul journey. You are, Spirit wants you to know that it has your back. You picked an extremely spiritual card, and it is about clairvoyance and things like that, and opening up to Spirit. You may want to get one. You may not feel that you're ready to get some appetite just yet, but blue canite would be a stepping stone for you if that's how you feel. You are moving beyond what you thought was possible. That is the message of these cards here, and Spirit wants you to know that they are helping you, watching you, giving you the foresight, the insight, and it's time for you to listen to these spirit messengers from animals that you are getting and perhaps you're not paying attention to. We have carpet snake over there, which is all about the home, and that message for me is very much about you feeling at home with what is happening to you, is identifying with this stuff, because it'll help you move through it. It'll help you heal through it. This is a very healing energy, lots of green. And it's a progression. It's a slow movement. It can be fast, but it doesn't have to be, and you don't need it to be. Take the time that you need to heal, and it will progressively shift for you. And that almost reminds me of the digestive system. So you're really digesting life, and the way you digest life is coming into question for you, and it needs balancing. This is a really interesting card in here coming up for you, rock bottom. Now, I used to not like this card a lot. Until I started reading for other people, and I realized that this card is so different from what I thought it was about. This card has so many options available to you. We have a path that's leading to what seems like a brick wall. We are all hemmed in. We have mirroring happening above us. So, above and below. What is the saying? As above, so below, or something like that. But this here is ready to open. So when you feel like you're at rock bottom, and again, I've got this digestive system happening again. So for you, it may not be that you have problems with your digestive system. It may be thoughts that you're digesting. We digest life, and our spleen and our stomach and our pancreas are all involved in that. We have lots of green here too, so lots of liver energy, healing energy. But about this card, it's all ready to break open. This is an amazing card. When you've hit this card, then great things are about to happen in your life. It's often a card we see because Spirit wants us to know there are different ways forward than how we have imagined them. And this, again, we've got this path. You have got all of this wonderful movement happening while you are incubating this awesome energy. Whatever it is that your digestive system needs work on, or needs cleansing, or what else could it possibly be? Cleansing, clearing, even coming to the understanding that you are digesting everything that you take in life, everything you watch, read, listen to, all those things, they're all going through your body. They're all being digested by you. And so part of this could be that you're watching too much crap TV, too much mainstream media, whatever it is in this time that we're living in. I've really, really enjoyed this reading to you. There's so much going on. Pile 2, so much unique energy coming through you, coming into the world through you. There is a need for you to cleanse your system, and it feels very much about your digestive system. But you are moving rapidly into a very different spiritual space, which is why you need to cleanse your digestive system, because it needs to be clearer. And you need to get rid of some of that old stuff. So excited to see the things that you're going to bring into this world. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have. And thank you. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye. Hi there, Pile 3. If you chose the black tourmaline, this is your reading on what you need to know today. Wow, got some interesting energies coming in there for you. So today we're just looking at a very open-ended, what do you need to know today? This feels very much like past, present, and future to me. It feels like in the past you have been hiding yourself or part of yourself and keeping it hidden. It feels like you've been under a lot of intense pressure or tension, or, there's been an intense energy around you. It also feels like at the moment that you feel like it's like you're changing up. So you're going from a mouse to a shark, and you're going from one end of the predator scale to the other. You're going from being a frightened little thing where you need to keep yourself safe, and it's all about protection, and it's all about hiding. Really, that hiding, that's the word that I really want to use. And at the moment, it feels like you're now on the prowl. You're now changing that balance. You're going from this balance was so far out of whack, and now you're going into this predator. It feels like you're on the hunt rather than be someone who's being hunted. And so it feels like to me you're going from light to dark, dark to light. And you've picked black tourmaline, which is all about grounding, protection. It's actually a very protective stone. EMFs, things like that. Then we have dolphin. This feels like the future energy, where you're moving to in the future, and that feels like a much lighter place to be. It feels like an in-between state, because this at the moment feels like you're overexerting yourself, Pile 3, because you've been so far in this energy here. So now this is the present, you're actually, going too far the opposite direction. These ones here are both in water, so this is very emotional for you. And like there's a lot of high alert. It feels like there's a lot of high alert. These animals are all sitting in the center too, which is really interesting. And mouse was looking to the past, and shark and dolphin are both coming to the future. And shark was going there shark is, because this is the present. Shark is too mindful, too focused on one thing, whereas dolphin is kind of like, I can move forward, but I can also be happy to move forward, and that's where it feels like that's a more balanced approach. So let's have a look at your other cards for today and let's see where they want to go. Firstly, let's see if we've got lots of cards today. Don't really know why, but we just really do. We have lots of cards. That'll do for now. So we have wide open. And this feels like you're coming out of a period of restriction, which is very much what I was talking about with this shark. You're moving forward. You're moving into a very, very new space for you because you feel like you've been restricted very much in the past and the not so distant past. This feels like this change is very, very, very new to you, very current, and you're still finding your way, which is why it feels a little bit out of balance. However, what this is showing us is that everything is moving, that everything is actually changing for you, and that your way of thinking about things are feeling completely different than how you did feel. Now, in this past energy, we have unconditional love, and it feels like you are learning or have been learning to love yourself more, to realize that you need to take care of yourself. And you can see that both of these are looking towards the past. So it could be that, when you're growing up, you didn't feel like you had someone looking after you as much as you wanted to. It doesn't mean that your parents didn't do a good job or whoever looked after you. It's just that it may not have been what you needed. It may not have been enough for you. It may not have been exactly the way you wanted it to be. That has left you feeling a bit frightened, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and not feeling safe. But this is changing, and this king relates to so this can be, for some of you, it can be that you've got someone that you feel helps protect you. So this is all about a male authority figure, the law, justice, things like that. But to me, it actually feels like you asserting your masculine side. So whether you're female or male, it doesn't actually matter. But this is you, because these cards are sitting underneath this energy above. And sometimes they relate directly to the card above. But for me, I'm feeling that this king energy is very much the shark. But the shark is slightly out of balance when the king, I'm talking really fast, that the king energy is more about that stability, justice, and that strength coming from knowing who you are. Whereas shark feels like it's moving too quickly in the other direction. It's not doing it in a balanced state. And I keep, using that word, that's not in balance. And that's really strange because it's not how I normally read that card. We have forgiveness, and this is out of balance because it's in that reverse position. So it's in a protection position. For me, this feels like, what's the forgiveness about? For me, the forgiveness for you is around not being ready to forgive. Not being ready to forgive. And this feels like it's related over here. It feels like it's related to the past. And it feels like you're kind of hanging on. And you can see that it's upside down. And it's kind of like everything is getting ready to be released, and then you'll move into this state, which we won't go to just yet. But if you're hanging on to not forgiving people who've done you wrong, when we do forgiveness work is all about forgiving others so we can feel better. It's not so they can feel better. It's not so whatever they did or that we feel they did. It's not about that energy. It's about your own energy. Not holding on to grudges. And that's where you'll move into this purification. So these energies here for you are actually really good. You're moving into a better feeling state for you. Purification comes with a detox as well. So, and we have two like communication sort of cards going on here, that the blue happening for you. And today was one of the things that I picked was Ganesh, a blue Ganesh, which is all about Ganesh is a remover of obstacles. So for things to flow freely in your life, and it's very emotional. These are all emotion cards. For your emotions to flow freely, it's about that purification of yourself, and a purification of your emotions, and it's a real cleanse going to happen for you. Then we have some other things that we need to be in awareness of at this time. Let's have a look here what we have. We have cat spirit, claim your independence. And so that's like the balancing out of that masculine and feminine there. It's saying that you can be that sort of soft and gentle, light-hearted spirit, when you're in a masculine sense, like you can be powerful and strong in a feminine energy. And this is where this shark energy is a little bit out of balance, but that's okay because you're learning to step out of this, and so it's understandable. And then we have antelope spirit, life is speeding up, and we have this forward momentum and movement happening for you. And I'm being drawn to the antlers of the antelope spirit, and it feels like a changing in your DNA structure and the way that you have felt about who you are and about where you belong in the world. So some big, big energies coming in for you. We have red-bellied black snake, independence. So a great place for you to be moving into, a place of independence, and a real connection with your own self. So this really feels like you're developing as a person. You're changing the very structure of who you are. And then we have slow and steady. So even though you may feel like life is speeding up for you, it's about taking care, and see that this card is looking backwards, and so are these. So if you do the work that's over here, then this purification, this joy and fun moving into the future will feel in balance. But make sure that you do go slow and steady. Make sure that you take your time to go through this process, because if you don't, you'll be circling this type of energy. And the snakes here, snake is very grounded. This is a very grounded stone. So you want to be very grounded when you're moving into the future, so that this energy here, it moves in that slow and steady way rather than frantic, frenetic energy that will force you to go backwards, because you'll lose faith, you'll lose face, you will feel back into this. Really interesting reading for you today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Some messages that came up for you, what you needed to hear for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share if you're so inclined. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.